terrorism, which strikes the heart of national safety and peace, is not normal, and it can never be tolerated.
You know, why we decided to ask about this help from the outside is because of the kind of relative success you have said we have been able to gather by the military. Success in relation to what now? The big question is, what about the Chibok girls? Don't forget that they say the Sambisa forest has been sacked. And if it has, we had always thought that the Chibok girls were in that forest. Where are they?
A very wonderful question. So long as the Chibok girls are, still missing, it's a blight on the conscience of the nation. So now, whether that should be used as an indicator of a total elimination of insurgency is a different question altogether. Whether it doesn't matter the number, whether they are 214 or they are only 10, every Nigerian that is taken out of his or her home and family and nation against their wish, that particular Nigerian is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that they are returned. I know the present government gave a commitment when they came in that they bringing back our girls is one of their cardinal foci. I believe that even though Sambisa Forest has been ransacked and they are not there, I think all of us should live in hope that they are still somewhere, wherever they are, and that they can be found one day. And it is, I believe very strongly that the nation must not consign the Chibok girls to the past and forget about them. We can never forget about them. We can never forget about them. And so long as they are not found, the government of the day must have to engage with this particular phenomenon.
Do you think by now we should be thinking of having forensic experts come in to help, especially now that we have more female suicide bombers and we know that we are looking for more girls? Lately, we have seen an upsurge in female suicide bombers in the country.
Look, if the nation doesn't have a forensic, a science that can back up what we do in terms of our defense and security, then it will be a very sad story. There is no nation in the world now that can do without forensic expertise. But if it is in relation to identifying, let's say there were ladies or young people that are participating in suicide bombing, forensic science may not take us very far.
Why not?
And the reason I say that is I am not sure that the forensic characteristics of the Chibok girls were captured before they were taken. So even if you are able to get the carcass or some parts of a suicide bomber now, and you get their forensic details, what is the baseline? What are you going to compare those details with? But definitely, it is important for every nation to beef up its forensic expertise so that it will become one of the weapons in the arsenals of our war against insecurity.
Prof, while that directive was given that they need to rout Boko Haram in 3 months, the army, there were those who kept on asking as well, that's the army. And now you talk about the forensics. We know that the police has a lot of role to play here, but how have they been able to integrate the police force in this fight? From what you've seen, you do a lot with security matters as a criminologist. Do you see or do you think that there's been that integration across the agencies, security agencies, so that they're all on one page about this fight?
Look, my assessment is that we have more coordination among the various elements of the security forces than we had before. And does that mean that we have 100% coordination and integration? No, the answer is no. The answer is no. there is still scope for improvement. One of the things that I notice now is that the security forces appear to be talking with one voice. The information they put out right now seems to be consistent across the board, which is an improvement over what we had before.
You know, there are many who...
Whatever they are doing right now, I believe that they need to continue and improve on that.
Well, you say they are speaking with one voice, but we do remember it wasn't long ago when some of those suspects, Boko Haram, who were captured in the custody of the DSS in Kogi State, escaped. And that was a very close proximity to where a police zonal head office was. And some of those who spoke behind the scenes did actually say, look, they were not even aware that those kinds of persons were kept there, that if not, they would have been well prepared and not be caught unaware. So if they were speaking with one voice, at that point, it appeared as though that there was a gap in communication.
Well, that's why I said we still have room for improvement. Communication is very key. And for you to have an effective security platform, all the various participants and players must communicate and communicate effectively. Now, communication is not just one party saying something and just saying that, okay, because I have said something, therefore it is communicated. No. Until it is received by the intended recipient and understood as intended, then of course there is no communication. I'm just noticing that there seems to be a better communication, a better coordination among the security outfits, elements than what we had previously.
Now, one of the things that stands out for many Nigerians is the fact that the military or the security agencies in the fight against corruption have a deadline. They were given December the 31st. Where would you say we are in achieving our objectives as against the deadline?
Well, you remember at the point in this country, we had over 20 local government areas that were under the control of the insurgents. That was a major blight on the national sovereignty of Nigeria. As I understand it, they have been, that has been rolled back to maybe about 2 or 3 local governments where the insurgents are still holding their ground. And I believe that so long as that is the case, the war is not totally won. It's not completely won. The government cannot say, okay, we are now in Uhuru, to use the East African language. It is not yet Uhuru. So I believe that having rolled back the occupation of the Nigerian territory from 21 back to 3 that we are hearing now is a major achievement, and we need to commend the government and also the defense forces of Nigeria. But we must continue until the battle is completely taken to the level where it is no element of Nigerian soil or territory is under the control of a foreign element.
Now, when we talk about, I asked this in the light of the, statement released by the federal government, where they said that they had the war against terror had been largely won. It would seem that you do agree with them that it's been largely won when you use the term it's not been completely won. Are you saying the same thing?
The word